Imagine stepping into a digital world where what you create, well, it actually belongs to you, where your online identity isn't just locked into one platform.
It's a bit sci-fi, maybe.
A little, but it's happening now in Decentraland. Welcome to this deep dive. We're looking, way beyond just the game aspect of Decentraland today.
Right. It's more than just pixels on a screen.
Exactly. We're focusing on its core, really, how it's handling digital identity, creativity, and what online ownership actually means there, all in a decentralized way.
Yeah, we're digging into those fundamental shifts in, how we exist and interact online.
And hopefully by the end of this, you'll have a much clearer picture of what makes Decentraland different, how you kind of carve out your identity there, and the opportunities for building and owning stuff.
Yeah, getting a handle on a pretty significant part of where the internet might be going.
For sure. And to get us there, we looked at some really interesting sources. We've got insights from a chat with Decentraland's head producer, Bay Backner.
That was on the Context podcast.
Right. And also stuff from a Decentraland Ambassadors Media training doc, their DAO Code of Ethics, which is interesting in itself.
Community rule.
Yeah, their own official documentation, a talk with their executive director, Wael Jardy, on Blockchain Won't Save the World.
Always a provocative title, that one.
Yeah. And a YouTube video looking at virtual identities featuring union avatars. So, good mix.
Definitely. Tried to get a bunch of different angles on it.
So, our mission today, basically unpack how Decentraland works as this platform where you, the user, can really own your digital self, express yourself, and be part of this, unique digital economy.
Okay, let's dive in.
Right. So what's the first big thing? What makes Decentraland fundamentally different from, World of Warcraft or something?
The absolute key is decentralization. I mean, that's the foundation. It's built on the Ethereum blockchain.
Okay, blockchain. So meaning
no single company, no one entity has the final say or ultimate control. Their white paper makes this really clear. Land ownership, it's permanent, it's community-based.
Yeah. So if I build something cool on my plot of land,
it's yours. You have full control over what you create, what you share on that land. No one can just, delete it or change the rules on you arbitrarily.
That's pretty different. So no risk of the platform just vanishing, taking your stuff with it.
Well, the platform relies on the decentralized network, not one company's servers in the same way. And this user control idea, it goes further. It applies to how the whole world is governed.
Ah, the DAO you mentioned.
Exactly. The Decentralized Autonomous Organization. If you hold their crypto, M&A, or own digital land, you get to vote.
Vote on what?
On proposals that literally shape the future of Decentraland. Policy changes, new features, funding decisions. It's community governance.
Okay.
Wael Jardy talked about this in the white paper too. It's just a massive contrast to typical platforms where all the decisions come from the top down, often behind closed doors.
Right. So the users actually have a real stake and a voice. Okay. So that's the foundation. What about us in this world? Digital identity starts with avatars, I guess.
Absolutely. Avatars are your representation, your digital self. And as we saw in that Union Avatars YouTube piece, people choose them for all sorts of reasons.
Like what?
Well, some want an avatar that looks just like them. Others want something completely different, maybe fantastical, or maybe an avatar that signals they're part of a specific group, like, a crypto art community or something.
So you can kind of curate your digital persona.
Totally. And Kai from Union Avatars brought up this interesting idea of semi-privacy.
Semi-privacy?
Yeah, you can have this persistent identity through your avatar. People recognize it, but it's not necessarily linked directly back to all your real-world personal info.
Oh, kind of like old-school internet chat names. Your handle was you, but nobody knew you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's sort of a callback to that. You have a presence, an identity within that space, but maybe with a layer of separation from your offline self.
Interesting. And Blake, in that same video, mentioned zero knowledge.
Yeah.
How does that fit in? Sounds very crypto.
It is. The idea is you can use cryptography to prove you own a specific avatar. Or maybe a specific wearable item linked to it.
Prove it how?
Without actually revealing who you are in the real world. It's like showing you have the key to unlock something without actually showing the key itself. You prove ownership cryptographically, maintaining some anonymity.
Wow, okay. Verifiable ownership, but potentially private.
Yeah.
That's powerful. And Union Avatars, they actually help people make these, right?
Yeah, they have tech that takes a 2D selfie and generates a 3D avatar from it. apparently with different style options too.
So it makes it easier to get a personalized avatar without being like a 3D modeling expert.
Seems like it. Lowers the barrier to entry for having a unique digital look.
And it's not just about looking cool, is it? Camila in that video talked about authentic self-expression.
Definitely. That's a huge part for many people. The ability to represent yourself authentically. This could mean choosing to represent a disability, for example, or wearing religious clothing, if that's important to your identity.
Things that might be harder or face more judgment in the physical world sometimes.
Potentially, yeah. The metaverse can offer a space for kinds of self-expression that feel safer or more possible there. It speaks to this potential for inclusivity, you know?
That's a really important dimension, more freedom to be yourself.
Yeah.
But Camila also flagged something about accountability, right? Even with anonymity.
She did. And it's crucial. Just because your avatar isn't directly tied to your government ID doesn't mean ethics go out the window. You're still interacting with other people.
Right. Actions still have consequences, even virtual ones.
Exactly. Accountability is still necessary for a healthy community.
Makes sense. Okay, shifting gears slightly. Let's talk about the space itself. Land. Ownership. It's not just like buying a URL, is it?
No, not at all. The white paper calls land non-fungible digital real estate. Each parcel has unique coordinates in the world. It's an NFT.
Non-fungible, meaning unique, one of a kind.
Exactly, like a deed to a specific plot. And interestingly, new land parcels have to be created next to existing ones.
Oh, why is that?
It encourages spatial discovery, kind of like exploring a real city. It leads to districts forming organically around shared interests or themes. You might have an art district, a shopping area, etc.
So the world's layout kind of grows organically based on where people buy and build?
Pretty much, yeah. And you acquire this land by burning mana.
Burning? Like deleting it?
Essentially removing it from circulation, yeah.
Yeah.
MNA is their main crypto token, an ERC20 token on Ethereum. So buying land actually affects the token supply.
Ah, linking the land value to their crypto economy. Clever.
And just like real estate, a secondary market has popped up. People buy, sell, and even rent out their land parcels.
Digital landlords. Okay. And what about worlds? Is that different from land?
Yeah, worlds are described as more like personal instant spaces. Think of it like your own private bubble within the bigger metaverse. To have one, you need a Decentraland name.
Like a unique username.
Sort of, but it acts like the address or key to your personal world space. So land is public, part of the shared map. Worlds are more private or curated.
Okay, got it. So you own the space. What can you actually do there? Creativity, content, what's that look like?
This is really the heart of it. It's overwhelmingly user-generated content. Wael Jardi stressed this, the docs confirm it. People build entire interactive scenes, design the clothes, the wearables for avatars.
Like NFT shirts and hats.
Exactly. And emotes, too, the little animations avatars do. All of it comes from the community.
It's like a giant collaborative digital sandbox, then.
That's a good way to put it. And Decentraland provides tools like a web editor and a desktop editor to help people create.
So you don't need to be a hardcore coder, necessarily.
They aim for accessibility, but they're also community-built tools, like things that work with Unity for more advanced creators.
Right. And you mentioned wearables. I heard about smart wearables. What's smart about them?
Ah, yeah. So regular wearables are NFT clothes bought and sold in the marketplace. Smart wearables, though, have code embedded. They can actually trigger things globally in Decentraland when someone wears them.
Whoa, like what?
Could be anything. The creator programs maybe wearing a specific hat, unlocks a hidden area for everyone nearby, or triggers a special visual effect across a scene.
Yeah.
It adds this layer of interactivity.
That's really cool, like functional fashion. And emotes are NFTs too, the little dances and waves.
Yep, NFT animations for your avatar let you express yourself non-verbally, adds another layer to the social interaction, and another thing for creators to make and sell.
It's incredible how these digital items gain real value. Who decides what gets into the official shop, the marketplace? Is it a free-for-all?
Not quite. Babe Backner mentioned there's a curation committee.
Elected by?
By the DAO, by the community.
Mm-hmm.
They review submissions mainly for technical correctness, does it work properly?
Yeah.
And also check for things like obvious IP infringement.
Okay, so some quality control, but still community-driven. Makes sense. Now, a virtual world needs people, right?
Yeah.
What's the community like? How do people interact?
It's positioned as a really dynamic social world. Their welcome materials talk about daily events, parties, art shows, talks, even fashion shows.
Like Metaverse Fashion Week. I heard about that.
Exactly. Babe Ackner talked about it. Brands like Tana were there, showing off digital versions of physical products as NFTs. It's becoming a place for brands to experiment and engage.
So real-world brands are seeing value in setting up shop virtually.
Definitely. The Metaverse Guide talks about engaging the community through these events, through wearables, contests, building cool spaces. It's all about interaction.
And is it civil? How do they handle behavior?
That's where the DAO Code of Ethics comes in.
Yeah.
It lays out expectations, be respectful, tolerant, have constructive discussions.
And what does it prohibit?
Harmful content, hate speech, harassment, and also spreading FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt deliberately to destabilize things, trying to foster a positive vibe.
Is there any enforcement?
Yeah, they mentioned a 3-strike approach. Violations can lead to warnings, temporary timeouts, or eventually permanent bans.
So a digital society trying to self-regulate. Okay, let's talk money. How does the economy work? You mentioned M&A.
M&A is central. You use it to buy land, like we said, but also all sorts of other in-world goods and services, wearables, names, maybe event tickets. That gives a token real utility inside Decentraland.
And the creators, do they get paid in M&A?
Often, yes. And Wild Jardy highlighted the creators keep a really significant chunk of the revenue from their sales. It's designed to directly reward the people building the world.
That's a big draw for creators, I bet, empowering them directly.
For sure. And it's not just individual creators making money. Big brands are using it for marketing, too.
Like who? What are they doing?
The Metaverse Guide lists examples like Coca-Cola doing NFT collections and virtual events, Forever 21 setting up a virtual store, even Domino's Pizza apparently explored letting people pay in crypto through Decentraland for real pizza delivery.
Whoa, okay. That's blurring the digital and physical lines quite a bit. Pay in the metaverse, get pizza at your door.
Right, and there's this bigger idea floating around too, interoperability, meaning maybe someday the cool NFT jacket you buy in Decentraland could also be worn by your avatar in a different metaverse platform. That's the dream, anyway. True digital ownership that travels with you.
A connected metaverse. That'll be something. But surely building all this isn't easy. What are the big challenges they're facing?
Oh yeah, definitely challenges. Wild Jardy was quite open about the technical hurdles, streaming a huge, seamless 3D world filled with constantly changing user-generated content. That's hard.
I can imagine. Performance must be a constant battle.
Exactly. They've apparently had to basically rebuild and optimize the platform significantly to handle the scale and complexity. It's an ongoing process.
Like fixing the plane while flying it?
Kind of, yeah. And they're also working on making it easier for new people to get started, adding things like quests and badges to guide users, help them build up their digital identity.
Wizarding out that learning curve.
And the DAO itself is always evolving. Discussions about how grants are awarded, how to get more people involved effectively. Governance is complex.
It sounds like a constant work in progress. What's on the immediate horizon? What are they focusing on now?
According to their welcome info, a big focus for 2024 is launching a new, much more powerful desktop client.
Not just web browser based.
Right. A downloadable client that should offer better performance and crucially support VR and mobile access down the line.
Expanding access beyond just PCs. That's key for growth.
Definitely. Making it easier for more people to jump in. But ultimately, their vision, as stated in the Metaverse Guide, stays the same. Build a metaverse that's fair, open, inclusive. True to those early internet ideals, maybe.
A decentralized digital world built by its users. Okay, so if we boil this whole deep dive down, what's the single biggest takeaway about Decentraland?
I think the key message is that it's way more than a game.
Yeah.
It's a real attempt at building a decentralized metaverse where identity, creativity, and ownership actually rests with the users. It's like a digital society taking shape.
With its own economy, its own rules.
Exactly, its own governance. It's a fascinating experiment.
And was there one thing, like an aha moment from all the sources that really stuck with you?
For me, maybe it was Wild Jardy talking about the potential for people to build actual reputations, even careers, within the metaverse, like becoming a known metaverse journalist or a respected architect designing virtual buildings people pay for.
So real-world recognition for virtual world contributions.
Yeah, that blurring of lines, the emergence of purely digital professions tied to these spaces.
Yeah.
That feels significant.
It really does make you think differently about where this could all lead. So, final thoughts, something to leave our listeners pondering.
Maybe this. As our digital and physical lives keep getting more tangled up, how are platforms like Decentraland going to change how we think about who we are, where we belong, what community even means in the 21st century? Could the future really be less about scrolling through feeds controlled by big companies and more about exploring, building, and governing these virtual worlds ourselves.
That is definitely something to chew on. If any of this sparked your interest, seriously, go check out Decentraland. See what events are happening. Maybe dip your toes into creating something. It's out there.
Worth exploring.
Absolutely.